Welcome to the One Piece discussion.
Well, beloved Doctor.
Chapter? Thurman, what's the chapter again?
Chapter 882.
Oh, yeah. Alright, Thurman, you want to start?
Alrighty, so let's get to the good stuff here. First we'll say one of my favorites, my favorite parts of this chapter. And there was actually two parts that were my favorite. First, the Germa 6-6, which we'll get to later.
Roots took out the fucking Big Mom shit.
And number one is the fight between Dog.
The fight's amazing, man.
This was I like how
And Thurman, your audio's a little low.
Okay, can you deeper your phone, please?
Yeah, I'm sorry. So one thing I always have to give credit for Oda for is that Oda is a god when it comes to fights, because usually in another shonen would have at least made Luffy like do something, but we see here that Luffy is fighting Dogtooth, but it's still a one-sided fight. We see all Luffy can do is dodge, all he can do is try to get a hit off, and it's just amazing how well he's doing that. And
what I want to bring up too is what I love about the way Dogtooth is that since he has such godly observation haki, the thing he's doing here, and I don't know if you caught this, Thurman, that one kick that he did to Luffy, it was in the middle of Luffy dodging. Like Luffy, that was in the middle of a dodge. Did you notice that? Look, he's a blur. He's a blur, and that's like a blur. That's him like trying to run away. Did you not notice that?
oh, I see.
That's in the middle of him. So you know how like in anime, like when they disappear and they reappear somewhere, that he kicked him in like the middle of that, like the
Oh my god, that's actually really good.
That's because and he did that a couple chapters earlier too. He knows where he's gonna dodge too, so he kicks them in the middle of the dodging. And then you saw again when he brought out that spear that was able to just make a fucking perfect hole in the wall. Like the only way Luffy was able to dodge was by grabbing his own fucking head and bringing it down because of his rubber power, you know. And what I want to bring up too, and I love this line from Katakuri because it really humanizes him and makes him like a really interesting villain. I love that like Katakuri is like, dude, no one's ever dodged me this much before. Stop, you're stressing me out. that was amazing.
That's one of the best lines.
He's like, you're stressing me out, man. People don't dodge me.
Alright. Hold on 1 second. Time step. What's up?
Thurman.
Okay. Okay, whatever. Sorry. So,
That's fine.
That's really not necessary to cut.
Yeah, we gotta finish this video pretty soon. I got shit to do. Home slice.
Okay, so, it's just, I'm actually, people don't dodge my attack, it's stressing me out. It's like,
That's such a good line from a villain. Yeah. And another thing I love about, another rapid fire shit I love about this chapter is, Luffy going to punch Brûlé, him catching him, whipping him, being like, don't fucking touch my sister. Like, he cares about his family. He said this multiple times. Like, there was a couple chapters ago where he was like, you've caused so much damage to my family. Like, he cares. He's an interesting villain. And,
I really don't like his sister, though. She's really irritating.
oh, of course she is. They fucking all are. But, like,
I like Dogtooth, though. Like,
well, no, I know. What I meant by that is most One Piece villains are irritating and make you hate them. But there's the occasional one that actually is, like, really interesting. I think you're supposed to hate Brûlé, though. Like, she's based off of, like, a witch, you know? Like, a cackling, like, hee witch, you know? But, see, anything else to comment on?
Don't you dare lay your hands on my sister. That's great.
Or, yeah. Fucking, now, what I am interested in is, I love that Luffy goes to fucking, he goes to bite his arm, and he's like, gear forth, huh? I'll be interested to see how that goes. Yeah, like I'm interested.
we see Dogtooth's gear forward version.
Well, the interesting thing about that is I don't think that's going to be something that's hard for him to replicate because everything else he could do. Gear third he can replicate because all it would require for him is to produce more mochi. Gear second, he's just already that fast, and he's got the reaction time because of his observation hotkey. And any stretching move he can do because of his thing, Gatling. But Gear 4th, it's bounce man, and the only reason he's bounce, you can't Mochi isn't bounce it, it's sticky. You know,
It might be opposite of. It might be opposite.
I don't think he'd be able to replicate Gear 4th because that you have to be rubber for that. That's one of the few things you would have to be rubber for. Also, I loved the confirmation that this is actually really Awakened.
Are we thinking the same thing here? Yeah,
Yeah.
Awakened. Yeah,
Yeah,
I was gonna comment on that.
that's
was beautiful.
Yeah, that's a really big thing for plot because a lot of people were speculating. We saw Joe Flamingo's awakening and how it allowed him to manipulate the world around him with his power.
He could turn other stuff into string.
And a lot of people were wondering, now is that how awakening works for every paramecia or just his? So this kind of confirms that that's what paramecia awakenings are. You change the ability or you change the world around you.
Yeah.
So that kind of confirmed. That's 2 out of 2. Yeah.
So basically, each awakening depends. We haven't up to now. We haven't seen a Logia awakening, right? The only awakening
Zone.
We haven't seen a zone or.
We have seen a zone.
Have we?
Yep. The animal guardians in Impel Down were awakened. Crocodile points it out.
Oh, I didn't know. Well, I saw the anime of that, so I didn't.
He points it out in the anime.
I didn't notice that.
And that's okay, man. I'm not judging you. It was a long time ago, but he does point it out. Basically, as they're running away, I'll send you the panel after this talk. But as they're running away, Crocodile is basically and remember how they kept trying to hit them and it wasn't doing jack shit to them.
Mm-hmm.
You remember who I'm talking about, right? The creepy ass animal guards, they were standing on 2 feet and shit, and they were weird. Do you remember them or not?
They were on the. They met them on the 3rd floor, right? On the 3rd floor.
I don't remember what floor, but here, let me look it up.
Because if that's the case, then the only type that we haven't seen awakened is Logia.
Mm-hmm. But the theory for that is, you remember Punk Hazard, where the weather state changed after they fought.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people are thinking that's what awakening does for them. They change the entire island's weather because of their awakened Logia.
So you think maybe Akanu and
it would make sense. They're admirals. But also, are you ready for me to blow your fucking mind, Thurman?
I'm ready.
All right. Well, first, let me send you a picture of these animal guards so you know what I'm talking about. So yes, and I'll send you the panel later. But here, it's in Control Chaos chat. Basically, look at that real quick, Thurman. See that? Yeah. Those are awakened zone type users. And
Oh,
are you
dear
ready
God.
to get your fucking mind blown?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay. Chopper, when he eats too many Rumble Balls, that's him forcing out his awakening through drugs.
Oh shit.
Yep. Think about it. It looks very similar to that.
Oh shit, that makes sense.
Yep. And remember, when they ate the Rumble Balls, they said it causes his devil fruit to go crazy.
Oh damn.
Boom.
Wow. Okay, so Chopper technically already has his awakening.
Well, he can only use it through drugs, though. So and he can only use it for a certain amount of time. So he's kind of pseudo got it.
So he's cheating.
Yeah, he's using steroids essentially.
Yeah, steroids.
Yes. Let's see here, but yeah. So
okay, so at the end of the chapter, spoilers.
German 66.
German 66. I thought because actually Oda does a good job of fooling me here too. Because I legit thought that German 66 got fucked up. And then I see oh my god, German 66 actually beat Big Bombs. I'm pretty sure these guys are probably fodder. But I mean
Still, it's Yonko fodder.
Yeah, wow, that made me have more hope for German 66.
Well, do you remember? I know it's been a while, Thurman, but you remember what German 66 did when we first saw them? They ended a war that was going on for decades with two people. You remember that?
Oh yeah.
When we first saw them, they were on Broccoli Island or something. It was like broccoli shaped, if I remember correctly. And like they came into a war. They were hired to end a war, and that was like going on for centuries. And they walked in and ended it in like an afternoon, casually.
and the thing is, I never thought they were weak. I knew they were strong, but I didn't know they were like
that strong.
Yonko. Okay, I thought that they're gonna at least have trouble with that, but we've seen that. They took out like, I'm counting like.
Don't count.
100+ people.
I was like, that's ridiculous. Yeah.
And you have to remember that the way Big Mom's crew work is there's always like someone from her crew, like someone from her family and her crew in there. So we can estimate that there's probably like a few like lower named like members of her family in that pile too.
Oh, for sure. And
we saw that when she was trying to go after Luffy, she said like her like half of her children out there to get Luffy.
And I think one of the interesting things too is at this point they're headed towards the Straw Hat ship, and the immediate assumption is, oh, they're going to help them. But do keep in mind that the whole point of the German 66 is that they're emotionless. So I don't think they'd have any feeling. Would they have feelings of I need to like pay him back for saving us? I don't think so. So I honestly am expecting them to be true neutral. Like honestly, I think they're just going to be neutral as fuck. I think they're going to be like, hey, we owe you nothing, but we also basically, we were here to have an alliance with Big Mom. That fell through, so we're gonna fucking kill her. It has nothing to do with you. Yeah.
So you think we're gonna? The thing is, we don't see Sanji's dad here though, so that's a big.
Yeah, we'll see. The only two people that have emotions right now are Sanji's dad and Reiju. So who knows what they'll do? But the ones without emotions, I can't see them like helping the Straw Hats. That'd be weird.
Yeah,
but they don't have emotions, man.
Yeah, I'm 50-50 on that, just because of you can kind of argue and say you can give them character development if they help Sanji.
But you can't give someone character development who's been it's tough because normally I'm all for character development, but they've been genetically made to not have emotions. That's tough.
I mean, Reiju was also, she was like one of the ones that succeeded.
No, but Reiju, it didn't work on. It like half worked on. Because she was the firstborn, and so the drugs didn't like take full effect, remember? What happened was there was two parts of the drug. A drug that made them follow orders, and a drug that made them, or like it was supposed to make them follow orders and give them no emotions. She has to follow Dad's orders, but she still has emotions. Thurman? Okay.
I don't remember them putting two things in.
I don't know if it was separate drugs, but what Reiju said was, I still have emotions, but I still have to follow his orders. That's like something that like she's still compelled to follow his orders. So like it like half worked on her.
I see. Okay.
Mm-hmm. But anyway, one last thing I want to talk about with this chapter is what I really enjoyed was that Tamago, the guy who's a chicken now, I loved that he had that conversation with the rest of his crew, basically saying, we cannot underestimate the Straw Hats. Everybody fucking underestimates them, and look at what it gets them. Look at what's happened since they've been here. Look at the cakes falling down and this and that. And they're like, oh, it's a coincidence. It's like, is it? Is it a fucking coincidence? Because it was when Straw Hat got here. And I like that they're kind of having this conversation. Like, no, don't. Just because we're on a Yonko's crew, do not assume that we're going to be fine. Straw Hat. Yeah.
I'm gonna read a line from one of it. Yeah, right. Pirates are no big deal. Look at the ruins of Mama's castle still around. Can you still say that? That was just an accidental occurrence. And I assume the sea slug, an accidental missing, and accidental missing their ship. What are you trying to say? That they planned all of this from the start? At the very least, ever since the Straw Hat showed, we've had a lot of accidents.
Yep, and I think this is how I'll end off this. I'll start to end off this video, then we'll go into predictions because I got to do a slightly quicker one right now. But I think this correlates back to what Mihawk said in the Marineford War. Mihawk said Luffy's greatest strength is the uncanny ability to get people on his side. This is how he gets through people. He's got Pedro fucking killing himself for Luffy, and you got Ray
killing himself.
Yeah, exactly. And now you have the fishmen. In case this didn't connect with you, Thurman, the reason that their tracker snails aren't working is because the fishmen got rid of them.
Yeah.
So it's like Luffy. The reason Luffy gets through all of these unsurvivable situations is because he has this ability to make anyone he meets immediately believe in him and want to see him succeed.
That's why he's a great character.
Luffy fucking popped in, like, it's just like Marineford. Luffy popped into Marineford with, like, a fucking army behind him. He didn't even realize it, but he did. He got it because people just love him. Pedro knew the fucking kid for, like, a week, max. Maybe not even that. And he's like, I'm killing myself for him.
Hopefully, you gotta put air quotes there. Hopefully we don't see Pedro alive back in on the cover.
Yeah. Either way, Thurman, go ahead and state your predictions for next week.
So, my prediction is, we didn't really mention anything about fire tank powers, but I feel like the fire tank powers are going to have a bigger impact next week. I also have a prediction that the German 66 will at least try to. I don't think they'll probably meet the Straw Hats at the island where Sanji's going to be, but I feel like they're going to meet Big Mom halfway and at least try to stop her there. I feel like there's going to be combat there, and in terms of the fight with Dogtooth and Luffy, I feel like I feel like Luffy is going to. I feel like at some point during this arc we're going to get his awakening.
I think
some part
we'll get like a tease of it, yeah. Okay.
But that's about it. The fight for Dogtooth and Luffy, I don't really have any predictions besides the fact that Luffy might get his awakening, or he might, or Dogtooth, or something might happen. But
yeah, okay. So I think Luffy's gonna go Gear 4th. It's going to, increase the difficulty for Katakuri, but not make it too. It might make it like mid-diff for Katakuri. Mid-diff, maybe. Like, oh, okay. But like, it's still gonna be like, whatever. And so there's a couple things I can see happening. Either one is gonna be, Luffy getting a little bit of his awakening, turning the fucking surrounding area into rubber, and that fucking up Katakuri. Or two, an attack from Gear 4th is able to distract him long enough to leave. I'm not sure. It could be one or the other, depending on if Oda wants to show his awakening now or later. Let's see, anything else? Now we also have Big Mom. Basically, Big Mom's distracted by that one island now, like the random other island. So they have a lot of time. They do have that time to make the cake. But it seems like Oda's setting it up where everyone's going to end up at Cacao Island.
Yeah.
Like, they're all headed towards there. It's going to be like a final fucking showdown on Cacao Island,
It's going to be do or die.
Oh, yeah. They're like Sanji furiously making a cake in the background.
Yeah, and you have to, and I don't even think the fire tank pirates can actually leave yet because he can't.
He's got to get his wife back.
Yeah, he got to get his wife, and he got to get his wife.
Yeah, he's not leaving without that. And by the way, I said that as a joke because I feel like, I know Capone loves her and shit, but like Capone's one of those people who's like a mafia boss. I feel like he'd be like, she's my possession, I'm a mafia boss, hey.
Yeah, but it actually surprised me that he actually cares for something.
I love that shit. Anyway, any final comments here, Thurman, before we end this off?
No. Just a great chapter as always. Oda, good work.
The hype is real.
Stop that smoking so you can stay longer.
Yeah, please, for the love of God. And hopefully, maybe in like 3 months, we can start doing My Hero Academia chapter reviews as I start to catch up with that. So yeah, I'll talk to you. Talk to you guys later.
We'll talk to you guys later. Like, comment, subscribe. Roast David in the comments, and
why roast me?
Just do it.
Because it's fun.
Roast all of us.
Yeah, feel free. Peace.
All right, guys. I'll talk to you guys later.
Yep.